UFO disclosure may be coming in October, says Danny Sheehan. We have that and a lot more to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Oh, and by the way, since I'm trying to fight shadow banning that seems to be affecting this channel, the channel not showing up in search results like it should, people being unsubscribed without their knowledge, also people not receiving notifications, and so many comments being deleted. So please help me fight the shadow banning by spreading word of the channel, checking your subscription status, and also checking the channel daily for updates that you might have missed. Okay, getting on with the story. Check it out, guys. Danny Sheehan talking about UFO disclosure, or some measure of UFO disclosure, coming in October.
That's the law that was passed by the United States Congress. And it says that you shall have this all gathered together and prepared to give to the National Archives 300 days from the enactment of this statute. And it was passed into law and signed by the President on December 22nd of 2023. And so you just add 300 days to that, and you got October 18th. But nobody wants to mention that. Nobody wants to say, well, October 18th, hello, why isn't every newscast starting? We're now 280 days from the revelation. I mean, you should have this countdown clock going in the background of every news program.
All right, we should have a countdown clock indeed. I love it. So some measure of UFO disclosure may or may not be coming in October. That is super exciting. Let me know what you think. We've already gotten some stuff from the National Archives. Will we get more? I think that we will. The stuff that dropped in the National Archives wasn't super juicy. It was historical stuff. Now, there were some good UFO photos, but not a whole lot of meat in that drop. So hopefully we will get more in October. I'm excited, cautiously optimistic. Now here's what Danny had to say about Bob Lazar. Check this out.
In fact, when I had Nick Pope on a couple of months ago, this guy worked for the Ministry of Defense. I asked him this question, and he posed a slightly different argument to me. Bob Lazar, do you have an honest opinion on Bob Lazar you can give us? He is either, in my opinion...
I'm going to talk about, that I've never met him. I've never interviewed him. I've read the stuff about him. And based on 50 years of experience, I know enough not just to rely upon what other people are saying about him, to get to talk to him, and see whether or not he's willing to go on a psychological stress evaluator. Wow. People don't even know what a psychological stress evaluator is. I mean, it's an extraordinarily sophisticated lie detector test.
Okay.
That nobody's been able to beat. And we have access to it at the Institute. Wow. and so we can just sit and talk with him, and we'll see. That he appears to be quite credible. That there are attacks. Everybody knows the kind of attacks that get waged upon people. We also know that the national security state is perfectly capable of eliminating parts of people's official records. We know that, and we know that they do that. Doesn't mean they have done it in his case, but it doesn't mean that they haven't done that. So we'll find out. We'll talk with Bob and see what we can get for you on that.
So there you go. It remains to be seen whether New Paradigm Institute will actually get a chance to sit down and talk to Bob, but it looks like the interest is there. So I really hope that happens. Meanwhile, remember when Tim Gallaudet said we were in contact with aliens? Well, here he expounds on that a little bit. Let's give a listen.
Do you think we've had communications with non-human intelligence?
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Just based on all this data and everything we're talking about,
what do you think those communications would look like?
I don't know. But I mean, actually, if you look at Diana Pasulka's book again, Encounters, this one former NASA engineer, he called the crashes that were retrieved donations. That's a form of communication right there. So I don't know the nature of the communication and who was doing the communicating, but I am pretty sure from what I've seen from my sources, very sure, highly, that that's occurred.
Okay, so I wish he would tell us what he meant by that. He's talking about the indirect form of communication in the form of donations, if that's what's going on with these UFO crashes. Are they gifting us technology? And if so, is that a form of communication? Well, I guess so, if that's what's going on. It's unclear to me that that is what's going on, since a lot of these UFO crashes are actually shoot downs. I don't think that's a gift, but who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe they are martyring themselves so that we can have this technology, allowing themselves to be shot down. I suppose it's always possible, but that's not what I want to know about. I want to know about the direct communications that some people deep within the UFO control group seem to be having, judging by repeated witness accounts, experiencer accounts of seeing beings working alongside humans, military and government officials, and also from more direct sources, more government sort of sources as well. You get this this picture that the control group is working with the beings. So Tim says he has sources that confirm that we are in contact. It's unclear if he means direct contact, like that would be, or if he means this more indirect contact, like with gifting UFOs. So let me know what you think he meant by that in the comments below. It's also maybe important to keep in mind that people with direct knowledge of stuff within these programs generally can't talk about it. They might be able to talk about some similar stuff or some hypothetical stuff, or they might be able to confirm that someone else's story is true. But their hands are often seemingly tied about what they themselves can say about their own direct experience. So, keep that in mind when Tim says stuff like this. Again, we don't know exactly what he's talking about, and he could be talking about direct communication. He could not. So let me know your thoughts. Meanwhile, speaking of places where direct communication might be taking place, is this a map of the DUMBs, of the deep underground military bases? This is wild. I don't know where they're getting this information from. I have not been able to vet this, but this is a possible map of the deep underground military bases. And I guess these lines between them may be the underground trains or railway or whatever it is that seems to, according to the various stories that are out there, that connect these massive underground installations. Check it out. You can see a lot of that up in the Area 51 area, going over there into California, down into Texas. And look at this, it even extends into Mexico, which is really interesting. So yeah, again, who knows? The secrecy of the DUMBs is very tight. They have a lock on this information, and bad things have happened to people that have peered too closely into the DUMBs. Our view on what's going on with the DUMBs is very restricted, intentionally so. But I believe that the DUMBs do exist, and that this looks like a credible map. Who knows? Again, we just don't know, but I love it that people are trying to map this out and put the pieces together. So let me know what you guys think. Meanwhile, another update on the alien interview. Jon Stewart says, let me say that Joseph Yeager, a former State Department official and former DIA employee, was the mastermind of the entire theft of documents and film. Fact. After many false Yeagers, this is the correct one. This fella right here. Department of State. So very interesting stuff that John has been able to figure this stuff out. Who is doing what in relations to the alien interview. I love it. Well done, John. Meanwhile, a great update from Grant Cameron. For all my friends who have followed me for years, I am announcing that all my files of 50 years of research are now online. I am 75% through 12 boxes of files. None of the files have any deletions. There are 31 gigabytes of data online now. I may also add audio of interviews I did years ago. And he gives a link to the file. So this is awesome stuff. from Grant Cameron, or Camero, as Courtney would have it. And I got this email from Grant Cameron. If you're on his email list, you will have gotten it as well, with, again, a link to this archive, this incredible archive that Grant has put together over a lifetime of UFO research. Awesome stuff. Meanwhile, a new update on MH370 from Ashton Forbes. This version of the MH370 satellite video shows we're looking at a real Boeing 777 turning in a descent. Even during the perspective shifts, everything is perfectly aligned. United States spy satellite capabilities are amazing to be able to generate video like this. Teleporting a plane with some superconductive harmonic plasma orbs is pretty neat too. I don't know about his theory about the orbs, but this is the juicy part. Check this out. You can actually see one of the orbs in the MH370 satellite video accurately displace the smoke trail behind the plane as it passes through. This detail is undeniable evidence of authenticity. We're looking at a real event in real orbs. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's check it out. The smoke being disturbed by the passage of one of the orbs. Yeah, you can clearly see that. Look at that. Look at that. That is a fantastic detail. Is that likely to be part of a hoax? Probably not. There are so many little details in the MH370 videos that I think would be unlikely to be included in a CGI hoax. And this is definitely one of those details. Yeah, I think that this is probably legit footage, guys. It's either legit footage or it's an extremely sophisticated disinformation campaign designed to hide some sort of skullduggery. But I don't even think a disinformation campaign would include such details like that. I really don't. I really don't. I think we're probably looking at genuine footage here. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Yeah, and meanwhile, speaking of cool footage, this is neat. Well, let me just read from a think tank. Retired FAA air traffic controller shared this video and titled the post, "UFOs own the highly restricted airspace over Washington, D.C., accompanied by this video, and yeah, it gives a good breakdown. Okay, so let me just go. It's kind of a longer video. I hesitate to show the whole thing, but he does such a good job at breaking it down. Flight of two UFOs orbiting each other. Average forward speed 23 miles per hour. Video slows to 1/33rd speed. Video flew by at 900 body lengths per second. Fastest bugs and birds. They don't fly that fast. Lead bird. It's going too fast for me to read. But there you go. He does a really good job of breaking all this stuff down. I am really impressed by this footage and of his breakdown. These pixelated boxes represent two perfectly smooth. The cylinders were approximately 45 feet in diameter and just as tall, traveling. I could easily see. It's going too fast for me to read, guys. It's going too fast for me to read, but I will link to this and you can watch it and read it at your leisure. There it is, kind of tumbling in space like that. Really neat. Great footage, guys. Great footage and great analysis of it. With slowdowns and everything and comparisons. Yeah, I'm just really impressed by the work this gentleman did on this video showing these UFOs over Washington, D.C. Really intriguing motion you're getting with the tumbling. I think this is fantastic, guys. So let me know what you think, and I will link to this full thing below, and you can read all the breakdowns at your leisure. Let's see. Okay, this is really neat. Okay, so I've reported before about Japan's new UFO program. Well, now we're getting more details with a connection to the Nazca mummies. Former Japan's Minister of Defense will lead the establishment of a group to investigate UFOs. Hamada will chair the first meeting of the representatives' nonpartisan group on June 2nd or 6th. They will seek cooperation with the U.S. on the matter and urged the government to act. Very cool. And here is the connection with the Nazca mummies. Check it out.
After my
and this is a dub with AI, so bear with me.
intervention in the Congress of Japan in the month of September 2023, I obtained what I could say a greater power of persuasion to talk about these issues in my country. And I have to say that all this was completely thanks to my visit to Mexico. This participation of my part in the Mexican Congress had a huge coverage in the press of Japan. But I must mention that if my participation had only been limited to presenting myself as a deputy, perhaps it would not have had the same impact. But what powerfully caught the attention of the media in my country was precisely the presentation of the Nazca mummies that you presented in Congress. It had such an impact that it was presented in all electronic media and written. Derived from this interest, I'm going to present an article that the Mu magazine presented, which is published here in my country, which specializes in these topics. On the cover, they published my name, electronic and written media.
Derived from this interest, I'm going to present to you an article presented by Mu magazine, which is published here in my country, which specializes in these topics. On the cover, they published my name.
Inside, they dedicated 6 pages with photographs and information about the mummies that were exhibited in Mexico. Thanks to this coverage and the impact that the presence of the Nazca mummies generated in Japan, I am now known throughout the country as the UFO congressman.
Love it. And he was able to use that to get the UFO program started in Japan. I love it. So, if we get UFO disclosure from Japan, it will all be because of the Nazca mummies. That is so cool, guys. Yeah, I love it. Go Japan. So I can't wait to see what they uncover. And if they do uncover anything, what are they going to reveal? Will they be more transparent than other countries? Time will tell, but I'm extremely excited about this new program. I love the fact that there was multiple pages devoted in that magazine to the Nazca mummies. Japan loves the mummies. We've got bodies, y'all. We've got bodies. That is awesome. Yeah, so meanwhile, the Las Vegas alien stuff is continuing to make the news. I think this is so cool. Steven Diner says, still trying to process this might actually be real after what Scott Roeder said on my show. There is more coming. This is the cool thing, guys. There is more coming.
Are real. And Steven, I'm even going to tell you that this is just the beginning of the investigation on this case, because we have now found other documentation inside that video of other beings, even more clear than the one above the fence. And really? It's inexplicable. Yeah, we haven't released it yet because we're still doing our due diligence. We're probably going to do it maybe sometime after June, because I'm testifying next week on a murder case. I can't really work on it, and I'm traveling, and then I'm going to Australia, and I'll be there for 9 days. So when I get back from Australia, I think we're going to finalize it and put out a video showing the other, and it's even more clear.
It's even more clear, guys. Scott Roeder, who I had on the show, did an interview with him a week or so ago. Great guest who has done, he's worked with the police doing crime scene investigations. Really a brilliant guy. Did an amazing analysis of the available footage from the Las Vegas backyard alien sighting. He says there is more to come. More from his analysis into that footage. With beings. So I can't wait to see it. Now I've seen, some of the stuff that he's probably going to talk about with the beings further back in the yard. But I can't wait to see the blowups and enhancements and analysis that he'll bring to bear on this. So yeah, get excited about that, guys. I am excited. Yeah, here's the footage of the being with the reconstruction of the guy behind the fence. He was cloaked. This may be what he looked like. We don't know. We don't know. Was he really like a tall, gray, or mantis type being? I wish we knew. But I love that people are trying to figure this out, and that multiple news stations are covering this story. This seems to really be getting people's attention and, galvanizing some measure of public interest. And I think that is super cool. I think that is super cool. I can't wait for the new footage, the new analysis, but I also can't wait for the public to get on board with this. And I think this Las Vegas case is really helping. So yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So an important case for multiple reasons. Last but not least, did you know owls could swim? Owls can swim, guys. This is amazing. This is amazing. Check it out. Oh, we got music. Okay. All right. There we go. Check it out. An owl just swimming down the river. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Have a nice leisurely swim. Kind of got a good stroke going. I don't know. He might be able to swim better than I can. But yeah, did you know that owls can swim? News to me, guys. Let me know what you think about that and everything else covered today in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member, because channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.